That was a great episode to come back to. Episode 7. That was not a slow episode, but it was more because we were only focusing on two things: Jace, Echo, and Heimerdinger. Echo and Heimerdinger were in the same place. Heimerdinger, I'm guessing, was physically actually there. Echo was only, well, his mind and body were there, but they were inside his other self until they got split apart towards the end, and then he got taken back, I'm guessing. Then there's Jace, who was living on survival mode without any medical treatment to help himself. I mean, he reset it, but his leg was getting infected. He's a scientist. He ain't a doctor. So he can only do so much for himself. And spending all that time by himself in isolation, I mean, he survived, but you could tell it changed him. So he was just making this journey, making this trek, seeing who he thinks, and we don't really even get an answer, is the same person that saved him when he was a child. We obviously see that it's still like a human hand, so we could, so we should assume it wasn't Victor, because his body was different. But also, we're also assuming this was specifically the same timeline that they're currently in, or same world. And but I'm guessing that white statue with the hammer at the end was Jace, if he had never been transported to the future, or in a sense, it could be a paradox. We don't know. I mean, clearly, the Echo and Heimerdinger were in the alternate timeline slash world where things played out differently and in a sad kind of way. Uh, well, I wouldn't say that Fi's loss was a good thing for everyone, but whatever happened, I guess it helped move them in a certain direction. But also, in this world, Vander and Sickle made up. I mean, after he tried to take Sickle out, that they made up, and everything was better. I mean, the only difference is that Vi was no longer around. I mean, they had to move on some way, and it looked like Zon, if if the Silco and Vander had made up, looked like they could have actually done something. I mean, Vi was still like, they still went on the expedition to steal, so things clearly took more time to work out. I mean, clearly as the events of when they were kids still was like rough, so it didn't just jump to being good. It took some time. And I'm guessing the enforcers saw that scene and it like helped change their minds. Also, the fact that here Jace doesn't create X-Tech. I'm guessing in this one he actually just gets locked up or banished, or he might have perished in this world. Either way, without that around, things don't become so uh, progressive, I guess you say, at least for Topside, where they have people coming there, and Ambassa has no reason to come here, so a lot of events don't take place. I mean, the events kind of leading up there still do, because Echo still kind of, in a sense, causes things to play out, but Jace also, so both of them cause events. And then just seeing Echo get to have these moments of essentially what could have been. That's always what it's about. What could have been in these moments. And we see that 4 seconds is a time limit for his Z drive because anything past that takes people out. At least the ones around him and not himself. can live with that. So he can only go back 4 seconds from a specific moment if he does it the right amount of time. I mean, 4 seconds is not live, but you could do something with it. But just to see what could have been him and Powder's relationship, what it was turning into, that was just sweet. And Heimerdinger's song, though, that was also nice. I really enjoyed that. But I don't think Heimerdinger went back to their world. I mean, it's possible, but I don't think that's what they had. This he did the speech that when someone's gonna lose their life. I know people thought that because they're playable characters that they won't be taken out, but they have also said that they're changing the lore, so that means that's possible. Some of the characters that are playable can just be killed. But man, it was just a good episode to come back. Only 2 episodes left. I like the pacing was really good. Just seeing the difference of what they was going through. Jace was just living in isolation and losing his mind a bit, and then Echo and them was just trying to process with their lives now, but also still trying to get back. And we just gonna have to wait and see how things play out. But all in all, fantastic episode.